Hello, this is David of The Savage Experience, and welcome to a special edition of Film Grammar, where today I'm going to be making my predictions for the 84th Annual Academy Awards. Quick little story about this guy here. I got this in the 6th grade, where I won a contest for selling the most magazines. So, yeah, I got an Oscar for that. Go me. I'm going to be making my predictions for Best Supporting Actress, Best Supporting Actor, Best Actress, Best Actor, Best Director, and Best Picture. So let's begin with Best Supporting Actress, shall we? For Best Supporting Actress, I'm confident on only 3 to be nominated, and the other 2 spots are, I believe, a little bit iffy. The 3 that I'm confident on are Berenice for The Artist, Jessica Chastain for The Help, and also from The Help, and I believe the frontrunner to win, Octavia Spencer. Now, when it comes to those 2 final spots, I can see from any of these actresses, like I could predict Jen McTeer for Albert Nobbs, or I also think that Carey Mulligan for Shame also has a good chance. But for now, I'm predicting Melissa McCarthy for Bridesmaids, not only because of her performance in it, but because of the fact that she's had such a great year. And I usually find that when it comes to Oscars, that if you've had yourself a really good year, that translates to like an Oscar nomination, if not a win. And I'm also going to go with Shailene Woodley for The Descendents, that I think that The Descendents is going to get a lot of love, and even though that she's a young actress, I think that it's going to cross over for her to get a nomination. For Best Supporting Actor, I'm only confident on one person getting nominated. He's also the very same person I'm predicting to win. That's Christopher Plummer for Beginners. Most people would automatically assume he's only going to win it because it's seen as a Lifetime Achievement Award. But after seeing Beginners, I can safely say that he gives a great performance. He is touching as this dying gay man who comes out of the closet to his son to reveal that he's been gay his entire life. And it is a lovingly performance. It's really beautiful to watch, especially his the dynamic that he has between himself and Ewan McGregor. It's a fantastic performance. It deserves an Oscar. As for the other 4, the one I'm next confident on is Kenneth Branagh for My Week with Marilyn for his performance as Laurence Olivier. He's been showing up as nominations. I don't think he's won any awards, but he's been there from, Golden Globes, Broadcast Film Critics, Screen Actor Guild. I'm pretty confident. The next person I'm confident on, but I have to say that if he is snubbed, I will not be surprised, is Albert Brooks for Drive. And here are the reasons why I think he could be snubbed. Even though the fact that, nominated by the Golden Globes and Broadcast Film Critics, he wasn't nominated by the Screen Actor Guild. And even though Drive had a pretty good showing at the British Academy Awards, he wasn't nominated for Best Supporting Actor. So even though he's won a ton of Critics Awards already, but I got a feeling that if there's going to be a surprise snub, it's him. Next up, I'm confident on, I'm actually going with Jonah Hill for Moneyball, that I think that the love of the film will trickle down to the Best Supporting Actor. And if anything, I think just because of the surprise factor, that here's this actor who's known for starring in these, gross out comedies, the Judd Apatow films, and he shows that he can actually be a great dramatic actor. For the 5th spot, and this one, it could be filled by anyone like Ben Kingsley from Hugo, or here's a surprise pick. Corey Stoll for Midnight in Paris for his performance as Ernest Hemingway. It's going to be unusual that a Woody Allen film would be successful, get nominated in other categories, and yet none for acting. If there is going to be a nomination for acting, it's going to be from him. He is great in the movie. But I'm predicting Nick Nolte for Warrior, that even though the film wasn't a success, anyone that's actually seen the film is passionate about it, and especially about his performance in the film. For Best Actress, I'm confident on 3 women being nominated, and I think that these 3 are going to be involved in a dogfight for the win. They are Viola Davis for The Help, Meryl Streep for The Iron Lady, and Michelle Williams for My Week with Marilyn. The other two spots are, I feel, really up in the air. I'm on the fourth spot. I'm confident on Tilda Swinton being nominated for We Need to Talk About Kevin. I think it's one of those where the goodwill from her other previous performances from Julia and I Am Love, that I feel that even those were critically acclaimed performances, they weren't nominated for an Academy Award. I got a feeling that's going to finally transfer over to a nomination, but it has to deal with the film itself. We Need to Talk About Kevin is really dark material, and you would wonder whether the acting branch will want to go for it, to sit down and actually watch it and then nominate her. But so if there's a surprise, it's probably going to be for her. For that fifth spot, you have Charlize Theron for Young Adult, you have Rooney Mara for The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, that is actually Girl with the Dragon Tattoo has had a pretty good showing at the guilds, Directors Guild, producers, writers, and various other editors, cinematographers, etc. But I'm predicting Glenn Close for Albert Nobbs. Even though the fact that the film itself hasn't been warmly received, I've got a feeling that whole factor of Glenn Close is a woman portraying a man and going through all the makeup process and all, I've got a feeling that that's going to push her over. But I won't be surprised for 1 second if Rooney Mara gets in, especially since Girl with the Dragon Tattoo has shown a really strong guild support. Like the Best Actress category, I'm confident in 3 men getting nominated. They are George Clooney for The Descendents, Sean Dujardin for The Artist, and Brad Pitt for Moneyball. The other 2 final spots are, I believe, between 4 men. I am pretty confident, though, that Michael Fassbender will get in for Shame. That even though the film itself is a frank depiction of sexual addiction and it's NC-17 rated, I have a feeling that the film itself, in particular the performance, will get enough love from the actors branch that there's going to be a lot of people placing it number 1 on the ballot, that he will get in. Not to mention the fact that he is coming off of a great year, and also the fact that people have probably seen Inglourious Basterds and also Hunger, which is a fantastic film, contains a great performance by him, that I've got a feeling that people who've seen those films will want to nominate him for Best Actor. For the final spot, it could be Gary Oldman for Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. It could be Michael Shannon for Take Shelter, but I'm playing it safe and predicting Leonardo DiCaprio for J. Edgar. That I think that because of DiCaprio hasn't won yet, and that I think that he's a Hollywood star, that I think that will influence the vote far more so than Oldman and Shannon. But don't be surprised if Oldman or Shannon, if not both of them, get in, because there might just be more of a passion behind those 2 men getting nominated than, say, DiCaprio for J. Edgar or even Fassbender for Shame. For Best Director, I'm predicting Michel Hazanavicius for The Artist, Alexander Payne for The Descendants, Martin Scorsese for Hugo, Woody Allen for Midnight in Paris, and Terrence Malick for The Tree of Life. Of the 5, I am the least confident in Malick. That 1 spot could go to Nicholas Winding Refn for Drive. It had a lot of love from the British Academy Awards that could translate over to an Oscar nomination for Refn. Steven Spielberg for Warhorse, never count Spielberg out of an Oscar race ever. Or David Fincher for The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. The fact that he's coming off of The Social Network and maybe the scene as being snubbed, here's a nomination, and also the fact that the film itself got a lot of love from the guilds, that could translate over. But I think that the support for The Tree of Life, or if anything, not necessarily the support because it's a love it or hate it film, but the people who love the film will support it and vote him number 1 on their ballot, that I think that he's going to get more support than the other men. And now for the Best Picture category. As of late, the rules have changed to where there used to be only 5 films nominated for Best Picture, and then it changed to 10 films being nominated. Now it's changed once again to where the maximum is 10, but now it could change to where if there isn't enough support for a film, that it could be 6, 7, 8, 9 nominations. So To make things easier, I'm just going to go with the 5 films that I'm confident being nominated, and then the other 5 films that I think are going to show up one way or the other, whether 6, 7, 8, 9. So, let's begin. The 5 films I'm confident in are The Artist, The Descendants, The Help, Hugo, and Midnight in Paris. And for the 5 films that I think are going to find a way in, if it's 6, 7, 8, 9, what have you, Drive, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Moneyball, The Tree of Life, and Warhorse. There are some films that could probably find a way to sneak in. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy showed a lot of love from the British Academy Awards. Maybe that could find a way to get in there. There's also the possibility that Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, that could get in because the Harry Potter film has not been nominated for Best Picture. Maybe there could be enough guild support to finally get it a nomination. And those are my predictions for the 84th Annual Academy Awards. Now, I'm going to follow this up with another special edition of Film Grammar where I discuss the nominations about who got snubbed, who I thought should have gotten in, and then I'll follow up with another special edition where I'm going to be making my predictions on who will walk away with the Oscars. So, this is David of The Savage Experience, signing out.